Good evening. A couple from Nailsea have this afternoon told ITV News they will continue to strive to get justice for their 10-year-old son, who was among thousands of people who died after being given infected blood products decades ago.
They've been talking after Health Secretary Matt Hancock gave evidence to the infected blood inquiry, during which he described the scandal in the 1970s and 80s as a tragedy.
Colin and Denise Turton are among hundreds of families who've spent decades campaigning for a full inquiry. Karen Bell reports.
Lee Turton, shortly before his death, the 10-year-old died from HIV in 1992. He contracted it after repeatedly being given infected blood products to treat his haemophilia. According to his mother, Denise, the HIV not only ended Lee's life, but wrecked what little he had of it. At school, no one wanted to play with him. Teachers didn't want to teach him.
Just have to sit and watch your child with AIDS and watch them dying is one of the worst things I think you could ever watch, and you never get over it.
What happened to Lee Turton happened to around 3,000 other people in the 70s and 80s. Like Lee, many of them had the blood disorder haemophilia. They were treated again and again with a clotting agent called factor VIII. Most of it was made from the plasma of American prisoners and drug addicts. It hadn't been screened for diseases.
I knew that this had been a tragedy.
Today, Health Secretary Matt Hancock gave evidence to the infected blood inquiry. It's looking into how such a huge disaster could have happened, an inquiry that took 3 decades to set up.
The government needs to make sure that exactly what happened and the consequences of it are fully uncovered.
The government has said full compensation could be paid to victims and their families depending on the outcome of the inquiry. Denise and Colin want compensation, but most of all they want to know how their son could have died in the way he did.
We do need closure now. We just hope that the truth comes out now and we can put a closure on it and move on slightly with our lives, because our whole life has been fighting.
The inquiry's final report might not be published until 2023. The thousands of families like the Turtons who've waited 30 years for answers will have to wait some more. Karen Bell, ITV News.